Today was clearly supposed to be my wedding day, yet the ceremony was nearing its end and I still hadn't appeared. Even the tables for my relatives from the groom's side were empty. However, my girlfriend didn't seem panicked at all, because she was also fully prepared to run away from this wedding. But just then, a video on the large screen began to play, showing her intimately entwined with another man. I went insane. Half a month prior, while in Paris shooting a pre-wedding photo shoot for a mysterious client, I discovered the bride was none other than my girlfriend of 8 years. She was wearing a pure white wedding dress, standing beneath the Eiffel Tower, kissing another man. She tenderly said to him, "Leo, I am yours for eternity." Claire, wearing a strapless wedding gown, wrapped her arms around Leo's neck, her eyes full of tenderness. I had been with her for 8 years, but this was the first time I had ever seen her so gentle. "Claire," he responded, "I am yours for eternity too. We will be together forever, never to be separated." Then, they embraced and kissed passionately, as many foreign tourists around them applauded and cheered. Behind them, the Eiffel Tower stood tall, seemingly witnessing this love. And my 8 years with Claire turned out to be a joke. "Photographer, did you capture our kiss just now?" Claire asked as she released Leo. Their wedding photo shoot had been arranged 2 months in advance. Photography wasn't usually my main job. It was just a side hustle. Even so, I was quite well known in the industry. Every time I took photos, I wore a mask and sunglasses, not wanting anyone to know my real appearance. So, until now, no one knew who I was. When I accepted this job, the boss told me that the client didn't want to reveal their identity and wished to remain anonymous. Therefore, I had no idea who they were. It wasn't until today, when I arrived in Paris, that I learned the truth. Claire, my girlfriend of 8 years, and Leo. The bright moon in her heart, the man she usually claimed to hate with a passion, was now with her, taking wedding photos in Paris, the very place I had always wanted to bring Claire. She had also promised me, "Ethan, we will definitely come here to take wedding photos together, only with you." Promises sounded so beautiful when spoken, but in the end, they were just like sea foam, vanishing with a breath. My chest pounded violently, aching to the point of suffocation. I tried to ignore it and continue shooting. I deliberately lowered my voice. Claire seemed a bit dissatisfied. "Don't lose focus. Aren't you supposed to be the best photographer in the industry? Seems like you're not all that great." Leo leaned down and kissed her cheek lightly. "Come on, don't make things difficult for the photographer. Maybe he's just heartbroken and not in a good mood." My pain was 100 times worse than heartbreak. I was betrayed. My girlfriend of 8 years betrayed me. I wanted to expose them right then, but there were too many people around. I didn't want to make a scene. I could only continue taking photos for them. If it weren't for this photography job, perhaps I would never have known about Claire's betrayal in my entire life. Trying to suppress my pain, I finished taking all their wedding photos. When looking at the photos, Claire's eyes lit up. "They're beautiful, Leo. I really do look best with you." She glanced at me, a faint smile on her lips. Unlike with Ethan, we never looked right together. He's too tall. Being next to him always felt suffocating. That's right, I am very tall, almost 2 heads taller than her. Every time we went out, people always mistook me for walking with my daughter. She always looked annoyed. "I don't want to go out with you at all. No one recognizes us as a couple." But Leo was only slightly taller than her. Looking at them now, they really did look well matched. I suppressed the churning in my stomach, saying nothing. Leo looked at me smugly, then wrapped his arm around Claire. "Claire, so do you like me or Ethan?" Claire tiptoed and quickly kissed his lips, her face flushed with shyness. "I've already done that with you. Tell me, who do you think I like?" A thunderclap exploded in my head. So they had slept together. Rage and pain erupted in my heart simultaneously. I almost lost control of myself. Leo pinched her cheek gently and smiled indulgently. "And yet, you still want to marry him? You've been with him for so many years after all." I had knocked on the door of marriage, but unexpectedly was pushed far away by the person I loved most. My parents kept urging me to get married. I had no choice but to agree. I had originally planned to leave this city completely after a while so that no one could find me. I didn't even intend to attend this wedding. I shouldn't have agreed to the blind date my parents set up in the first place. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to be reluctantly with someone like him. When she said the last sentence, Claire's eyes were full of disgust. That look stabbed straight into my heart, hurting to the bone. 8 years, for 8 years, She said being with me was a burden. Leo laughed loudly. If you just leave like that, it's not interesting at all. Instead, why don't you pretend to continue being with him, marry him, and then not show up on the wedding day? That would be the perfect revenge for the 8 years he clung to you. I stared intently at Claire, wanting to see if she really agreed to this. After 8 years together, I still had hope, even if just a sliver, that she still had some lingering feelings for the old days. But I was wrong. She nodded without hesitation. Great idea, Leo. You're still smarter. By then, Ethan will definitely be furious. Of course, Leo said arrogantly, wrapping his arms tightly around her. Leaning close to her ear, he whispered, Claire, I want you. Let's go back to the hotel. Claire's face instantly turned red, but we haven't finished the wedding photos yet. Who cares? We've already paid so much money. We can continue tomorrow. Let's enjoy ourselves first. Okay. Her voice trailed off, her head already buried in Leo's chest, looking utterly shy. The camera in my hand slipped and fell to the ground. Tears streamed down from behind my mask, silently falling onto my collar. I felt ice cold. What's wrong with you? Claire glanced at me. Your camera fell because you dropped it yourself, okay? Don't cause trouble for us. Leo glared at me, in an extremely good mood. Ignore him. Let's go enjoy ourselves. The two of them left, leaving me standing alone in place for a long time. 8 years, from poverty to having everything, Claire and I had gone through so many years together. We had shared cheap roadside meals, slept in a budget hotel that cost only 51 yuan a night. Back then, she had said, Ethan, we will definitely have a small home of our own in the future. I will have children for you, stay at home to cook, and wait for you to come home. We will definitely be happy then. At that time, I truly believed we would have a future. The first time I made money from business, I bought her a car worth 300,000 yuan. She was so touched she cried, hugged me tightly, and said she would only marry me in this life. Later, my company boomed, making huge profits. Just because of her words, I want to settle down in capital city. I immediately packed everything up and moved there with her. Just because she wanted to be her own boss, I transferred all my company shares to her without hesitation. My friends told me I was stupid, giving all my company shares to her before even getting married. Aren't you afraid of being dumped? They asked. At that time, I firmly replied, no way. She loves me and will definitely not leave me. But now, I had been slapped in the face by her. That night, Claire called me. Ethan, I'm still on a business trip. I'll be back in 2 days. Her voice sounded perfectly normal. Before leaving, she had also told me that she would be on a business trip for a few days. I didn't suspect anything and even told her to be careful. But I never expected that this so-called business trip was actually a wedding photo shoot with another man. So, what exactly were our 8 years? We were supposed to get married next month. Why aren't you saying anything? She spoke again on the phone. I could even hear music playing in the background. I gripped my phone tightly, standing in a corner of the hotel restaurant. Not far from me, Claire was leaning against Leo's chest. He was feeding her fruit. Ridiculous, truly ridiculous. Nothing, I was just thinking. What are you thinking about? Is there a problem at work? As soon as she said that, I saw her use her hand to cover the phone, then lean down to kiss Leo. My stomach churned. I almost threw up right there and then. I raised my phone and captured that moment, then coldly said, yeah, I encountered a problem. A couple. I thought they were a loving pair, but unexpectedly, the man is a third party. Disgusting. In this life, I hate third parties the most. Really? She said, her voice laced with fake sweetness. Rest assured, Ethan, in this life, I will never betray you. I'm busy hanging up now. The call was abruptly cut off. Not far ahead, the two of them were leaning against each other, Leo's hand brazenly caressing Claire's body. I captured it all. Claire, if you love Leo so much, then on our wedding day, I will definitely let everyone see your passionate love. The next day, the wedding photo shoot quickly concluded. Both of them were extremely satisfied. Claire hugged Leo tightly, laughing brightly. Leo, I'm so looking forward to marrying you. Leo kissed her forehead, saying gently, wait till you dump that, Ethan. We'll get married immediately. I stood right next to them, my hands clenched so tightly they were trembling. I couldn't understand. If she no longer loved me, why didn't she break up with me sooner? The more I had loved her, the more disgusted I felt now. I didn't say a word, silently returning to the hotel. Since all the expenses of the wedding photo shoot were paid by the client, I had no choice but to sit on the same flight back with them. On the plane, the two of them were in business class, and I was right behind them. Leo raised an eyebrow, his eyes full of innuendo. "Do you want to try the feeling on a plane, Claire?" Claire blushed. "Are you even embarrassed? There are so many people here." I gritted my teeth so hard my body trembled. The woman who had once been a goddess in my heart was now no different from a puddle of dirty water. If it wasn't for waiting until the wedding to give her a well-deserved revenge, I would have already rushed up and exposed everything. "It's okay, let our photographer help us keep watch." Leo suddenly turned his head towards me, smirking. "Friend, help us out a bit, will you?" This so-called help a bit was to have me sit next to them and help them watch out for anyone peeking. Even more ridiculous, Claire actually agreed with this, covering her mouth and giggling. "Leo, you're still the smartest. This way is quite interesting too." I only felt cold to the bone. "Claire, when the time comes, don't blame me for being ruthless. I really want to see how everyone will react when they find out you betrayed me." A thin blanket was draped over them, and they began. Claire's face was flushed, her intermittent voice drifting over. "Leo, you're so good. Much better than Ethan. He's too weak." I clenched my teeth so hard I thought they would shatter. The hand holding my phone was also trembling uncontrollably. In the 8 years we were together, the number of times she had been intimate with me could be counted on one hand. Every time I initiated, she always seemed unwilling. I used to think she was just indifferent to that kind of thing, but now I understood. It was simply because she had someone else who satisfied her. And now, she still had the nerve to say such words. It was clear she didn't want to be close to me. Getting off the plane, the first thing I did was rush to the bathroom. The images just now, those disgusting sounds, kept replaying in my head. I recalled the moment she knelt before me, holding a ring, proposing to me. "Ethan, this is the first time in my life I'm proposing to a man. Will you marry me? I will love you for life." I couldn't understand. Why was someone who had once been so intimate with me now so distant? So distant that it was as if she had never loved me. So distant that it was as if the 8 years together were just a dream. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was Claire. I splashed cold water on my face, trying to stay calm, then answered the phone. "Ethan, I'm back. Are you at the company?" "Yeah. There's a party tonight. Let's go together." I originally wanted to refuse, but I still couldn't expose her yet. I had to endure it and wait until the wedding day. I would give her a big gift. She sent me an address, a high-end Western restaurant in the city center. Not long after, I accidentally saw a post on Leo's Weibo, a picture taken in the same restaurant, with the caption, "Happy 28th birthday to my bestie, special table booked for me." My whole body stiffened. So that was it. So, she invited me to dinner, but it was actually to celebrate Leo's birthday. In previous years, on my birthday, she would only cook at home, never taking me to such fancy restaurants. Every time I mentioned it, she would say, "Oh, it's not necessary. Eating at home is the same." So, loving or not loving really makes a clear difference. When I arrived at the restaurant, Leo was laughing and joking with Claire. Leo had his arm around her waist, his hand restlessly caressing, as the people around them cheered. "Oh my, Leo, you two are so clingy. You're getting married soon, yet still so attached, truly admirable." So, everyone here knew about the relationship between Claire and Leo, except for me, the one who was supposed to be her fiancé, kept in the dark like a fool. Suddenly, Leo saw me. He immediately withdrew his hand. Claire was momentarily stunned, then quickly smiled, pretending nothing had happened. "Ethan, you're here? We were just joking around." The people around also chimed in, echoing her words. "That's right, Ethan, don't misunderstand. Claire loves you very much." Were they all treating me as a fool to be deceived? Clearly, I had seen it with my own eyes, yet they were still trying to cover it up. Disgusting, disgusting to the extreme. At this moment, I suddenly didn't want to endure it any longer. I kicked over the vase next to me and overturned the dining table with expensive dishes and an exquisite birthday cake. The ear-splitting sound echoed throughout the private room. Everyone was stunned. I scanned my eyes around, finally stopping on Leo. "Claire is my fiancée. We are getting married soon. What gives you the right to touch her?" I wanted to humiliate him in front of everyone. Leo's face paled. "Ethan, I was just joking with Claire. Why do you have to be so angry?" Claire immediately rushed over and slapped me hard across the face. "Ethan, what are you doing?" "Leo has already explained. It was just a joke. Why are you so petty?" The slap made my face turn to the side, a burning sensation spreading from my cheek to my ear. I couldn't believe it. She had done so many wrong things to me, yet she dared to hit me. Oh, I laughed coldly. Fine, just consider me petty. Today, either I stay or he stays. Claire glared at me. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Knowing today is Leo's birthday, you deliberately came to cause trouble. She said directly. Let me tell you straight. I organized this party. I have the right to not let you participate. Her words were as cold as ice, piercing straight into my heart. So, she wanted me to leave. She was silent for 2 seconds, then gritted her teeth and said, That's right. You are not welcome here. I laughed, nodding repeatedly. Good, very good. Claire, you have truly disappointed me too much. I was really foolish to even consider forgiving you. I should have realized earlier that a withered tree cannot bloom. A changed heart can never return to the way it was. From then on, Claire and I entered a state of Cold War. She didn't come home and didn't contact me. But on Weibo, I still frequently saw Leo posting pictures of them together. They went to choose wedding rings together. They ordered custom-made wedding dresses together. It wasn't until Claire's parents announced they were coming to Capital City to discuss the wedding arrangements between me and her that she hurriedly came back to find me. She bought a lot of delicious food and a bag of clothes. Seeing me working, she deliberately tiptoed in, then suddenly hugged me tightly from behind. Are you still angry? Okay, don't be angry anymore. That day, I just misspoke in anger. Moreover, you made such a scene, making me lose face in front of so many people. She took out a shirt. I bought you a shirt, try it on. She presented the bag of clothes in front of me. It was a white shirt. I stared at it. In my heart, I wondered, in the past 8 years, had I ever done anything wrong to her? For her to have a better life, I had run around everywhere to expand the company. She liked to eat steak. When I didn't have money before, I even had to borrow to take her out for steak. I bought a house, bought a car, all to not let her bear any pressure. Yet now, she was using the shirt that my company had given to Leo during the wedding photo shoot as a gift for me. Ridiculous, truly too ridiculous. I didn't take the shirt, only saying indifferently, it's okay. I was a bit too much that day too. Seeing my reaction, she was slightly stunned. After all, I had never so easily let her off like this before. You're really not angry anymore? Don't lie to me. If you have anything, you must tell me. Our affairs, don't drag others in. Leo is innocent. I finally understood. So she was only worried I would be angry at Leo. I smiled faintly. Rest assured, I won't. I'm not angry anymore. I closed my laptop. Oh right, tonight your parents are coming. Let's eat together and discuss the wedding arrangements. She laughed. Okay, great. Finally, after 8 years, we're finally about to have a result. If it were in the past, perhaps I would also feel happy like this. I had once looked forward to it so much that we would have a small family, would step into married life together. But now, I was completely cold-hearted towards her. She said she was looking forward to marrying me. I was also looking forward to it, looking forward to that day to show her my true face. In the evening, I booked a table at a high-end restaurant, then went to the airport with Claire to pick up her parents. As soon as they got into the car, I saw a man's jacket on the passenger seat. She hurriedly picked it up and stuffed it into the storage compartment. Leo left it in our car last time, forgot to take it. I didn't ask further, just started the car. But when I put my hand on the steering wheel, I felt a sticky, greasy liquid. As a grown man, I knew exactly what it was. Fire of anger erupted in my heart. Not only on the plane, but even in the car, they had done that. Claire, you really never cease to amaze me. Oh, this is from yesterday. I was driving and applying lotion, accidentally spilled some here. She hurriedly took a tissue to wipe it clean, her eyes full of panic. I said nothing, just focused on driving. Throughout the journey, she kept glancing at me. Ethan, you really aren't thinking too much, are you? Rest assured, I will not betray you. We've been together for 8 years after all. 8 years. Hearing those 2 words, I felt truly ridiculous. Just then, her phone rang. I immediately recognized it was a song sung by Leo himself. He sings so well, so I set it as my ringtone. She hurriedly explained, then answered the call. Claire, I'm not feeling well. Can you come to me? Okay, I'll be right there. She agreed without hesitation. Though I had long known the answer, hearing it with my own ears still made me feel bitter inside. In her eyes, I was never important. Sorry, Ethan, I have to go. Leo is feeling depressed. What if something happens? Go, I interrupted her. Her eyes flashed with surprise. Then can you help me tell my parents that I have work and can't go? Yeah. She left. I immediately got out of the car, using mineral water to vigorously wash my hands. Too dirty, too disgusting. Then I went straight to the wedding planning company. I gave them all the photos and videos I had taken over the past few days, along with Leo's Weibo posts. Finally, I pushed a stack of cash over. I want all of these to be played continuously on the large screen on the wedding day. After arranging everything, I went to the airport to pick up Claire's parents. As soon as her mother saw me, she frowned unhappily. Why didn't you come sooner? We're exhausted from traveling all day. Her father also didn't have any affection for me, saying sarcastically, Leo is still more reliable. He often sends us gifts and even came to the airport to pick us up before you. Before he could finish, Claire's mother glared at him, realizing he had misspoke. She quickly changed the subject. Where's Claire? Is she with Leo? Even if they were biased, it was still inappropriate for their daughter to be with another man when she was about to marry me. Her mother immediately made a call. Today we're discussing the wedding arrangements. Aren't you coming back? Why aren't you coming back? Let mom and dad discuss it themselves and then just tell me the result. But I still have to be with Leo. He's feeling down, she said and hung up. Both her parents looked at each other, at a loss for words. Finally, her mother had to turn to me and say calmly, nowadays, who doesn't have close friends of the opposite sex? Ethan, you have to understand Claire. I smiled faintly. Yes, I understand. After arranging accommodation for them, Claire finally came back. Her face was a bit apologetic. Ethan, today was really an emergency. Don't be angry, okay? I'm not angry. In the future, you should pay more attention to Leo. After all, he's a man. Being alone must be lonely. I replied with an expressionless face. She was slightly stunned, then narrowed her eyes. Why do I feel like you're mocking me? I really don't have that intention. I genuinely think you two should spend more time together. Hearing me say this, her eyes showed even more apology. Ethan, I am your fiancé. I definitely should spend more time with you. I know I haven't been paying much attention to you lately. It's my fault. How about this? Tomorrow we go on a trip together. Consider it my way of making it up to you. At that moment, I really couldn't understand her thoughts anymore. In the end, did she love Leo or love me? I nodded in agreement. I also wanted to see if she would really go on a trip with me. The next morning, I looked at the clock. Only 10 days left until my wedding with Claire. This trip would conveniently end right on the wedding day. The gift I prepared for her was also ready. Going downstairs, preparing to set off, I unexpectedly found Leo sitting in the passenger seat. As soon as he saw me, he spoke up. Ethan, hey, I'm not feeling well, so Claire said she'd take me on a relaxing trip. I get carsick, so I can only sit in the front. Claire was in the driver's seat, not seeing anything unusual. Still not getting in the car? If we're late, we'll get stuck in traffic. So this trip wasn't for me after all, I was just someone tagging along. Once again, she disappointed me. Throughout the journey, Claire and Leo chatted animatedly, laughing and talking nonstop, as if they had forgotten that I was still in the back seat. Suddenly, I really looked forward to the moment she would be utterly disgraced. Very quickly, we arrived at the destination, a snow mountain. Getting out of the car, Claire immediately took out the gloves and scarf she had prepared, handing them to Leo. Wear them. It's very cold outside. As she spoke, she took out another set of gloves and a scarf. Only then did she turn her head to look at me, saying a bit awkwardly, Ethan, I forgot to prepare yours. Mainly because I've been too busy lately. Leo's health isn't good. If he doesn't wear gloves and a scarf, he'll easily catch a cold. Or, I'll give you this one. If it were me in the past, I would definitely refuse. But this time, I didn't. Okay, give it to me. Her pupils contracted slightly. You really want to take it? Yeah. Or do you not want to give it? Anyway, I'm your boyfriend. Are you going to let me freeze? Leo frowned, looking at me unhappily. You're going too far. Claire is also your girlfriend. Aren't you afraid she'll get cold? He turned his head to look at Claire. I laughed. If you're so worried about her, why don't you give her yours? Anyway, these are couple gloves. It's not suitable for you to wear either. The two of them didn't expect me to speak so directly, their faces instantly turning ugly. In the end, Leo reluctantly took off the gloves and scarf, handing them to Claire. She was so touched she teared up. Leo, you're so good. This scene reminded me of the moment in Paris. She really loved Leo. On the way up the mountain, Claire always held his hand tightly. If you didn't know the situation, anyone would think they were the couple. She turned back to look at me, explaining a bit awkwardly, Leo's health is weak. We're just close friends. I have to take care of him. I replied indifferently, yeah. Perhaps realizing she was being a bit too much, she pursed her lips and smiled. Ethan, later let's take some photos to use at the wedding, okay? Hearing this, Leo's eyes darkened. He glared at me unhappily. I ignored him, just replying, okay. After walking for a while, Leo suddenly complained, too cold, Claire, can you go buy me a cup of hot water? Okay, I'll take you. She immediately pulled him away, forgetting my existence. I chuckled softly. I really wondered if I was just torturing myself. But it was okay, just endure a little longer. After returning, I would let everyone know their true faces. I silently followed them, but I didn't see them buying hot water. They stood by the edge of the scenic area, kissing and taking photos. I suddenly remembered a saying, those who betray sincerity will surely be punished. I wondered if Claire would ever pay the price. After returning, Leo posted a photo of him and Claire together on Weibo. The two of them were very intimate, faces close to faces, with the caption, "Going to see the snow with my most beloved." Seeing that post, I suddenly felt strangely relieved. I no longer hated Leo as much as before. Because if it weren't for him, perhaps I would never have seen through Claire's true face in this lifetime. It was he who helped me realize what kind of person she was. One day before the wedding, Leo unexpectedly came to my company. Are you free to grab a coffee today? He was wearing a white shirt, the top 2 buttons undone, revealing a hickey on his neck, utterly arrogant. I went to the coffee shop with him. Leo sat opposite me, smiling faintly. Amazing. I didn't expect you to be so patient. Seeing Claire and me taking wedding photos intimately, yet you still didn't react. You even went on a trip with us. Seriously, Ethan, I'm increasingly unable to understand you. Aren't you supposed to love Claire very much? I had long guessed the reason he deliberately found me in Paris to take wedding photos. He wanted to assert his ownership, wanting to flaunt his victory. I smiled softly. As long as she doesn't actively break up with me, I can tolerate everything. People have to learn to turn a blind eye, right? Moreover, you are the third party, and I am the official fiancé. What do I have to be afraid of? If this matter is exposed, the one who will be criticized will be you. Leo didn't expect me to answer like this, his face flashing with embarrassment mixed with anger. Just wait and see. Before long, you won't even be the official fiancé anymore. I smiled without replying. In the evening, Claire came home, rushing into my arms, a faint smell of alcohol on her. Drunk, her face flushed, she grabbed my face. Turns out you transferred all the company shares to me. I had deliberately hidden this from her before, afraid she would refuse to accept. Don't you like it? I didn't regret doing so, just considered it a reward for the 8 years she had been with me. Her eyes suddenly turned red, her voice choked up. You idiot, why didn't you tell me sooner? If your assistant hadn't accidentally mentioned it, I wouldn't even have known. It's okay, whatever I do for you, as long as I know it's enough. She hugged me tightly, moved. Ethan, we're getting married tomorrow. In the future, I will definitely treat you well. I smiled faintly. The next morning, I packed my luggage and went straight to the airport. I boarded the earliest flight, switched to a new SIM card, and said goodbye to Capital City, goodbye to Claire. After the plane landed, I received a message from the wedding planning company from before. When I went to ask for their help, I had specifically instructed them to record the entire moment. I opened the video. In it, my wedding with Claire had begun. Many people had come to attend. I had invited everyone, from old teachers, classmates, colleagues, to neighbors. I wanted to let everyone see her betrayal. Initially, I thought she wouldn't come, but unexpectedly, in the video, she was actually wearing a wedding dress, standing on the stage, her face full of joy. Just a second later, the large screen behind her lit up. Pictures appeared, her kissing Leo, her caressing him on the plane. Segments of videos played continuously. The entire hall was in shock. Many people immediately raised their phones to record. Claire was stunned. She turned around, saw the images on the screen. Her face instantly turned pale. No, don't watch, everyone don't watch. At this moment, a few people walked in, carrying display boards. On them were wedding photos of her and Leo. Someone in the crowd shouted, "What's going on? Isn't this Claire and Ethan's wedding? Don't you all understand? She cheated. Unbelievable. They've been together for 8 years, yet she still cheated? Disgusting." On the screen, the videos continued to play, filled with ambiguous moans, images of flesh entwined. The hall was filled with commotion, gazes of disgust and ridicule. Claire completely collapsed, turning and running off the stage. The video ended. The effect was even better than I had imagined. Although I had anticipated everyone's reaction, I didn't expect her to actually attend the wedding. I turned off my phone, sighing in relief. Finally, everything was over. I had endured for too long. Today I was satisfied. I came to England, turning my side job into my main job. Anyway, all the company shares in the country had been transferred to Claire. But it was okay. Just relying on photography, I could still support myself. Every day, I traveled around England, taking photos for those in need, helping them capture the most beautiful moments in their lives. Thinking about it, it was truly ridiculous. Claire and I had never had a wedding photo taken because she always said she was busy. The wedding photos and the wedding ceremony just now were actually all photoshopped by me. Meeting her was probably the biggest bad luck in my life. During this time, I heard news from back home. After the wedding, Claire's reputation completely collapsed. On social media, netizens criticized her one after another. They even found the secret dating photos between her and Leo. It turned out she had been cheating on me for a year already, yet I only found out this year. Leo's Weibo was also attacked by netizens. Scared, he hurriedly deleted all his posts, then posted a statement, saying that Claire was the one who had taken the initiative to seduce him. He even publicly posted the text messages she sent him, in which she constantly messaged, "Leo, I miss you so much." After this incident, Claire lost her job. She could only rely on the company that I had left for her. But she didn't have the ability to manage it at all. Within just a month, the company went bankrupt. That day, I accidentally saw a live interview about her online. The reporter asked, "Miss Claire, do you regret cheating?" Her face was pale, her eyes red, her voice trembling. "I'm sorry to Ethan. I really want to find him. Can you all help me find him?" But her words didn't elicit sympathy. On the contrary, she was severely attacked by the crowd. Viewers threw banana peels at her, cursing and scolding her harshly. "Claire, do you even have the face to look for him? You are filthy, not qualified to mention him." She hugged her head, cowering. No one stood up to protect her. Seeing this, I didn't have any emotion. All that she received today was retribution. Initially, I even thought of keeping the company so she could live a stable life for the rest of her life. But unexpectedly, retribution came so quickly. But whatever she does or experiences from now on is no longer related to me. In my third month in England, Claire suddenly found me. That day, I was in Paris, taking wedding photos for a couple under the Eiffel Tower. Not seeing her for a long time, she was so haggard, looking 10 years older, her face full of fatigue, wrinkles at the corners of her eyes. "Ethan, turns out the photographer that day was you." I ignored her, just focusing on taking photos. It wasn't until I finished the last photo that I took off my mask, saying calmly, "I personally saw you two kissing. I also heard everything you and Leo discussed about running away from the wedding." "Sorry," she interrupted me, hurriedly grabbing my hand, tears falling onto my arm. "I was wrong. I'm sorry to you." I coldly withdrew my hand, my eyes indifferent. "Sorry, so what? You betrayed me. We are over." I turned around, not looking at her anymore. Throughout the photo shoot, she still followed me, bringing water for me to drink. When the sun was strong, she even bought an umbrella to shade me. I endured it until I finished the last photo, then snatched the umbrella from her hand and threw it to the ground. "Enough. Stop pretending to be pitiful, okay? You have completely lost me." Her eyes were filled with tears, her voice choked, trembling. "Ethan, I know I was very wrong. But can you listen to my explanation? I was with Leo because I thought I was still in love with him. But when I learned that you had transferred all the company shares to me, I truly woke up. Turns out my feelings for Leo were just regret. The person I truly loved from beginning to end was always you. Ethan, you have already taken revenge on me. Can't you still forgive me?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could there be someone so blind as to not understand their own feelings? I didn't believe she loved me, and even if she truly did, I would never go back to her again. I laughed coldly. "Claire, I personally saw you cherishing Leo like a treasure. I personally heard you say you loved him, saw you kiss him right in front of me. Those things I will never forget. You are so filthy. What makes you think I will forgive you? Remember this for me. In this lifetime, I will never forgive you." My words were like a sharp knife, stabbing straight into her heart. Tears streamed down her face, drop by drop, pouring out. She frantically wiped them away, her voice choked, trembling. I really know I was wrong. Just give me one chance. I will let you see my love for you. I will make it up to you. I replied indifferently, go. We can't go back anymore. 8 years. Can you really give up so easily like this? Giving up first was you. I turned around and walked away. She panicked, chasing after me, her voice urgent, almost begging. Please, please give me a chance. Who doesn't make mistakes sometimes? I stopped, but my voice was still cold as ice. I have given you a chance. It was you who didn't know how to cherish it. Moreover, a broken mirror cannot be rejoined, a withered tree cannot sprout again. Even if I forgive you, we can never go back to the way we were. She wailed desperately, almost losing control. Why? Why does heaven treat me like this? But I no longer cared. After that day, she still followed me, trying to please me by buying many things. Every day, wherever I went, she would follow closely. Finally, I felt annoyed and quietly left England without leaving any trace. I wanted her to never be able to find me again. After some time, I heard news that she had developed severe depression and had been taken to a nursing home by her parents. People said that in her delirium, she always repeated one sentence. I'm sorry to Ethan. Well, that's good too. In the past, she had made too many mistakes. Then for the rest of her life, let her live in that torment.